Strange seismic rumblings in Utah reveal volcanic activity lurking below the desert. Now we know that Salt Lake City, Utah, we had about a year ago the 5.7 earthquake out of nowhere, and after that we had a 6.3 in Idaho, and we know that we have a mantle plume that comes from Baja California, stretching into northeast through Utah, Salt Lake City, going into Yellowstone supervolcano, and then turning horizontally west, going into Idaho. And all those areas there, of course, full of volcanoes. Now, Utah has in that area about 9 volcanoes. Idaho has about 11 volcanoes. But these strange seismic rumblings, scientists believe that there is volcanic activity, of course, because we have magma under there. Now, 2 earthquakes near Fillmore, Utah, September 2018 and April 2019, measuring 4 and 4.1. Their sequences recorded by seismometers in the Utah Regional Seismic Network, which is focusing scientists' attention on the Black Rock Desert. A little bit of Black Rock Desert. It's in Utah, the cluster of several volcanic features of the Great Basin, including Pavant Butte, the Cinders, Tabernacle Hill. The field's ice springs event was an explosive eruption followed by lava flows that were Utah's most recent volcanic activity. And that only happened in the year 1140 to 1440 AD. So that was anywhere between 800 to 600 years ago, which overlapped the older flows of Pavant Butte. The Pleistocene Holocene field has been an active tectonic area for about 2.7 million years, and within the past 1.5 million years, local volcanism has produced both rhyolitic and basaltic cones for nearly 24 vents from which lava escapes through geologic faults. Please support my Patreon channel since YouTube has again demonetized my YouTube channel. My Patreon channel will have 5 different videos from my YouTube channel every day. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below. Now, the rhyolite is the most silica-rich of volcanic rocks, generally glassy or fine-grained in texture, and the basaltic are mafic extrusive igneous rock formed from the rapid cooling of lava, rich in magnesium and iron. This is according to Wikipedia. But going back to this, according to the new study, the 2 recent earthquakes in Fillmore, the 2 earthquake sequences recorded by seismometers within the Utah Regional Seismic Network as well as by instruments, is formed part of the experimental project called Utah Forge. After analysis of the waveforms was carried out, it became evident that these quakes were not the result of tectonic activity stemming from fault movements that typically result in more seismic energy. Shallow signals had been emanating from depths less than 1.5 miles under the surface, and seismologist Maria Messimeri from the University of Utah, who's been studying the area, quoted as saying by phys.org, "Our findings suggest that the system is still active and that the earthquakes were probably the result of fluid-related movement in the general area." She means that it's not the faults that are slipping, it's magma under there. She says the earthquakes could be the result of the fluid squeezing through the rock or the result of deformation from fluid movement that stressed the surface faults. Now, according to experts, determined that the shallow earthquakes and volcano active for over 6 million years were connected. The finding of postdoctorate researcher Maria Messimeri were recently published in the journal Geophysics Research Letters. Messimeri said seismic signals from these earthquakes were unusual and uncharacteristic for tectonic earthquakes, and we rule out the possibility of mine collapse or explosion. Black Rock's last eruption dates back to about 1,000 years ago, with the region's ice springs, lava flows, as we said before from Wikipedia, what we read. When questioned whether the recent rumblings could serve as indicators of future eruptions, researchers ally concerns by claiming there is no evidence to currently support that. But as we know, according to Volcano Discovery, there's about 11 volcanoes in the line of that area under which the magma flows from Baja California all the way up into Yellowstone and then turns west horizontally into Idaho. That's all magma there. Now, still, they said the quakes serve as a reminder that Black Rock dormant volcano field is not extinct. The scientist Maria Messimeri said the results showed us that we should give more attention to the Black Rock area. We need to improve seismic and volcanic monitoring in this area so that we're all aware of the small changes that may occur. This is by Svetlana Kimenko on Sputnik. And let's remember, this is on the path towards the magma, towards the supervolcano of Yellowstone. And the scientists have found that that magma chamber in the magma reservoir is so huge that they believe it extends all the way down to the border of the U.S. and Mexico. So all of you there, please be very careful because the rumblings, they believe, are from underground magma, from the volcanic fields. So thank you for your support, and please be careful. Thank you.